Hayes Mega here, and welcome to another Hayes Mega Sauron Light B video. Alright, in this video I'm going to be reviewing the DB Offroad 219 chain kit. Alright, so if you know, a while back I had the Lunicycle 219 chain kit and that thing was garbage. Alright, so this is my final verdict on this kit. Alright, a DB Offroad 219 chain kit. It's a great kit. Alright, it's strong, and I've never broken it. All right. The only problem I have with it is it stretches all the time. This 219 chain, like the chain and the sprockets and everything, it needs much more maintenance than the belt. Okay, but it is robust. It's strong. All right. So the first time I got it, I didn't know what the chain spec was supposed to be, how much slack it's supposed to be. It's about 7 millimeters is what you want it. All right, they want it loose, all right, because it tightens up when you give it power and stuff. Okay, so that's the reason why this one went bad. All right, this is the previous chain that was on it. All right, and then DB Offroad was nice enough to send me another chain after this one stretched. So it's stretched beyond the limit that you could adjust it. All right, and there's no way you can't like shorten the links or anything. You know, it looks like it's pretty worn out too. When I take that other chain out, we'll compare it to how worn out it is with this one. But this chain is pretty much at the limit of its adjustment. All right, I was barely able to. I was worried like I couldn't adjust it anymore, but I was barely able to get it to go one more notch by like pushing the adjuster back a little bit more. All right, I had to hold the pry bar in like a weird angle or something to get it to go a little bit farther. All right. And I was able to actually get it to adjust where it was too tight. So there's still a little bit of life, a little bit of adjustment, just a teeny tiny bit, all right? But I think it's about time to get rid of it, all right? I've got a couple races coming up, and I want to put in a fresh primary drive in, all right? So I've decided to go ahead and ditch this 219 chain kit. I will be trying the DB Offroad 420 O-ring chain kit. All right, so it's basically the same kit, but it's for a 420 chain, and it's got an O-ring 420 chain. So the reason I want to go with that is the chain is easier to find. So that's one of the other drawbacks to this 219 chain. These chains are hard to find. They're not easy to find. They're not very commonly used, so I'll say. They use them in go-karts and cam chains for motorcycles and stuff. So there's not really too many other uses for these, and they're not very friendly. You can't put like a master link on it and stuff and take it apart or shorten it if you wanted to. That's what I would do if I had a clip type master link for this. I would take the master link out, grind a couple links off, and then put the master link back on and shorten it, and then you might get a little bit more life out of this thing, right? Oh yeah, so that's the two things I don't like about it. All right, like I said, it needs constant maintenance. All right, literally every time you go out and ride, every time you go out and ride and come back home, you've got to do something to it. All right, you've got to either lube it, or you've either got to check the chain adjustment, and then tighten it. All right, yeah, and you'll know when it needs adjustment. It will warn you. All right, it'll sound different. It just sounds horrible when the chain needs maintenance. All right, if you need to tighten it or lube it, definitely first thing you should do is lube it. Well, obviously check the chain slack. If you need to tighten it, then you need to tighten it, right? But it'll start sounding. It won't sound nice anymore. All right. That being said, the 219 chain kit is not that noisy. All right, when you're using it, it's only slightly louder than the belt, but definitely when it needs maintenance, it'll tell you. You'll know. You'll hear it. All right, and then we'll go take a look at the chain real quick at the end of the video, right? After I'm done kind of giving you my thoughts on it. All right, so that's one of the things I don't like. It needs constant maintenance. Every time you go out and ride, like let's say I go out on DoorDash, I come back, I ride 30 miles, I come back, I need to adjust it. All right, the belt is pretty much maintenance free. The belt doesn't really need any maintenance at all. You just occasionally have to tighten it. All right, but the belt's a break. All right, which is the reason I do like this. This has never failed me. It's never broken on me. Even when it gets kind of loose, it's still okay. All right. One of the reasons, so because it's so loose, also there's a some lash in the primary drive, the jack shaft. All right. So you're gonna feel that, like there might be a little clunk. All right, or your chain will appear, your secondary drive chain will appear like it's kind of loose because it has that slack. It's like moving around a little bit, so it does make that kind of weird, you know, having that slack in there. Right? I would prefer to have it tight, but if you tighten it, it wears out faster. Okay, because it tightens as you ride. So I guess it tightens it enough where it wears it prematurely, and that was the problem with this. Okay, so don't over tighten your 219 chain. All right. One thing I do like. Okay, let's go about the other thing I don't like is the chain. The chain is hard to get. All right. You can get them from DB Offroad, but I forgot how much. I'll put a subtitle below how much it was. I think it's like 30 bucks for the chain, and I think the kit's about like 80 bucks also. It costs about the same as the 420 chain kit. All right. And I think like the first time it wore out really fast for me. All right, but the sprockets were still good. So that's the good thing about this kit, is the sprockets are very nice. All right, the sprockets are way like 10 times. I'm not gonna lie, it's like 10 times better than the Lunicycle kit. All right, it's like a properly made sprocket. All right, it's not some like 2 plates of metal stuck together, and you know. And the alignment has been fine. I've never had a problem with it coming off, all right, or breaking. It's robust. Okay, that's all I want to say. All right, but just make sure you check it every time you ride. That's the problem, man. It's like it needs more attention than the secondary drive chain. All right, I'll tell you that. Okay. Yeah, and then the chain is just hard to get, is what I'm gonna say. You can't. I guess you can try to find some kind of carding chain or something. A 219 chain is not a common chain, guys. That's why I want to go with the 420 chain. That's a more common chain, and they use a clip type master link. So if you want to shorten it, or if you just want to get a chain, so my plan with the other kit, the 420 kit, is I actually have a brand new 420 O-ring chain kit. No, I mean I have a brand new 420 chain for the secondary drive, right? Because it uses this, the secondary drive uses the same chain, the 420 chain. So what I'm gonna do is when the chain for this wears out, when the chain for the kit wears out, all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get another link of chain and then break it and then make another chain for it. All right. Another drawback is it doesn't have a clip type master link, so you can't just you have to take the whole thing apart. It's an endless chain. All right. At least the one they give you is an endless chain. Right? I've never seen a master link for a 219 chain. I don't know if they exist. Maybe they do. Maybe they don't. I don't know. Like I said, 80s Mega doesn't really normally work with these two, so I don't know if I have like a chain riveter that works with these. Yeah, dude. So yeah, that's one of the big drawbacks. 219 chains are not very common. All right, guys. And it would be hard to replace it. All right. You can't just go to your local motorcycle shop or online shop and hey, I need a 219 chain, and it's, you know, X amount. Really, the only place you can get this from, I think, is DB Offroad. All right. So okay, yeah, and that's it. The sprocket's not looking so good. I think the second time around I think the sprockets and the chain are worn out. All right, so I think it's time to chuck it. But it has served me well, is what I want to say. All right, I put it through a number of races. Let me see how many. I put it through 2 Virginia City Grand Prix races. All right, 2. Okay, that's a very, yeah. So that race is like it's a Grand Prix. All right, it's a long race. All right, you're almost doing like 50 miles. You almost ride like 50 miles on really rough trails and stuff. Right, so that's a you know. It hung in there for those 2 races. 2 races, all right. I think one of the races was on this chain and the other one is on the other chain, all right. But and then I put it through like a whole season of Supermoto racing, all right. And maybe it might be like 2. might be 2 seasons. Now, I think it, yeah, I've used it for a whole season of Supermoto racing, okay? And that's probably like 5 races or something. I've put it through, man, how many hair scrambles? I think I put it through 3 or 4 hair scramble races also. And sprint enduro, I think I put it through, a sprint enduro. It didn't quite make to the second one. And then like I use it for DoorDash. I ride it around on the street and stuff. So I put it through a lot of extreme use. All right, I don't ride. You know Hades Omega. He doesn't ride his bike very gingerly. I beat on my bike a lot, all right, and that's why I'm always fixing it and stuff, all right, and that's why I need this chain, all right, because it's more robust than the belt, all right. So what do I think about the belt versus this? The belt is way less maintenance, all right, and it's quieter, all right. If you don't mind maintaining a chain, and like constantly lubing it and checking the slack and tightening it and stuff, then this will work for you, okay? Except if the chain wears out fast, the second time around the chain didn't wear out too fast for me, so I think it's okay. Like, but like I said, it needs constant attention and stuff. And Hades Omega, I'm not gonna lie, Hades Omega kind of didn't ride his bike all that much. All I really use it for is racing now, man. Okay, I don't really ride it on the street anymore, man. Oh yeah, I use it for drag racing too. I did a lot of drag launches on it, all right, and I never broke the chain, all right. And that's I could imagine that's some pretty tough on the chain, all right, because you're launching it as hard as you can, all right. And I have like the BSC 4000. It's got more power than a stock Zoran, all right, and it handled it just fine, all right. So good stuff, all right. So I have nothing but pretty much good things to say about this kit, except just it just needs a lot of maintenance, all right. So if you don't want to do that maintenance, I would just stick with the belt, all right. But this will not leave you stranded, I'll tell you that. It never left me stranded, so I think it's a good thing, all right. But we're gonna go try the 420 chain this time around. Why was Hades Omega want to try the 420 chain over the 219 chain? All right, I'll go over that real quick. Is like the chain is easier to find, okay, and it has an O-ring, so it should be as quiet as a 219 chain kit. I know a lot of people complain about it making a lot more noise with another chain in there, but this one will have O-rings, and so because it has O-rings, the chain should last longer, all right. It's a better chain because it has O-rings. It keeps the lube in there longer and it lasts longer, all right. So I'm hoping that the 420 chain will be less maintenance than this, all right. This is like, it's a lot of maintenance. Every time you ride it, you have to adjust it, all right. Pretty much. So and then the chain will be easier to replace on the 420 chain kit, all right. Basically, I'm just gonna run that 420 chain kit until the sprocket wears out, right? Until I see the teeth almost gone. Yeah, and so that's why I think the 420 chain kit could be better than the 219 chain kit, but we'll find that out when I do the 420 O-ring chain kit review, all right. So we'll go take a closer look at the chain and the 219 chain kit on the bike, and then maybe I will shoot a video when I remove it, all right. So Hades Omega is getting ready to install the 420 chain kit, and I'm getting ready to install a new motor in this bike. So yeah, I'm gonna revise like pretty much the whole primary drive system. So I will take this out and we can take a closer look at the sprockets and stuff, but we'll take a look at it on the bike right now, okay? All right. Okay, there it is. All right, you can see it's pretty dirty. I don't run it with the cover. All right, I feel it's not necessary to have the cover on there if you're running the chain, all right? Because and also it keeps your motor cooler, all right, without not having that cover in there. It gives it a little better ventilation in there. So I stopped running the cover. You could run the cover if you want. Would it make it last longer? Maybe. I don't know. It depends on what you're riding. But as you can see, it's pretty dirty right now. I just took it back from a motocross. My bike is pretty dirty also, period. There's like mud all over it and stuff. Those motocross tracks, man, they water them and they get muddy. So what do you expect? But yeah, through like a lot of adverse conditions. I'm telling you, sand, mud, rocks, you know, you name it. I rode this through it, and this chain took that abuse. All right, so that's about how much slack it has right now. I think that's perfect right now. That's about how much you want. All right, so you want about 7 millimeters of slack on the chain. So one of the things I don't like is like there's a little lash. See, there's a little take up, all right, in there. So it makes your drivetrain a little bit sloppy, okay? But it has to have that slack. It likes to have that slack, right? If you have the chain too tight, it will stretch the chain faster, right? And then your chain won't last long at all. You'll be constantly adjusting it. That's what Hayes Omega's problem was first. It was too tight, and they never said anything about it, DB Offroad, until they came out with a little guide later. And then I was like, oh, okay, you're not supposed to tighten it too much. So I threw the second chain in there. This is the first chain that I had. You guys can take a look at it. Okay, it doesn't look like it's worn out, but you can tell if I twist it. All right, let's go like this. There you go. Yeah, it's pretty loose. So side to side, it's pretty loose. It's pretty worn out. There's no more adjustment. As you can see, the adjustment bolt is like all the way at the bottom right now. So that, and you can see the adjuster, it's like all the way at the top here. That's like the adjuster arm right there. It's literally at the end of its adjustment right now. So that's how you know it's worn out. So if Hayes Omega wanted to run this kit still, I probably could just throw another 219 chain in there. But look at the sprocket. As you can see, there's not, the teeth on the sprocket are almost gone. Look, there's not much left in there, guys. So maybe the chain is still good, but the sprockets are probably done now. So for my two chains, one set of sprockets was good enough. So these sprockets are good, guys, and the alignment is good. I don't see it wearing out more on this side. All right, well, maybe when I pull this out, we'll take a look at the other side. So that'll be another clip. All right, but there's inside the ones in the back. All right, those ones should last longer, right? Yeah, it's kind of hard to see, but when we take it out, we'll take a closer look at it. But there's the rear sprocket. Okay, I never had a problem with the bolts backing out or anything. Sprockets never broke. I know we'll take a better look at it, but you can definitely see the front sprocket. You can see there's not the teeth aren't as round as they used to be. Right? They're really pointy. There's not a lot of material left in there, right? But yeah, you could probably throw another 219 chain kit, but I don't really want to spend another like 30 or however many dollars it costs to buy that. And then I still have to take it all apart again and then put it back together. Yeah, and that's another reason I want to go with the 420 chain kit, is it has a clip type master link, and you could just take it out and then just take the chain out and then feed another one in there if you wanted to. All right, so you could probably take a link of chain with you on the trail, you know, and then just take a master link pliers or something with you, so you can swap the chain out, you know, and then you'll actually have a backup master link too for your other chain. So yeah, this chain uses the same chains as this. All right, so yeah, it's easier to find the chains. All right, that's one of the reasons. Okay, so yeah, there it is. Yeah, like I said, it's really dirty. When it needs attention, it will warn you. All right, it will get noisier. It sounds awful when it needs maintenance. All right. And you have to like constantly lube it and stuff, all right? Especially if you're riding it in the dirt. so yeah, but it's pretty easy to lube. What I do is I turn the bike on, I run the throttle a little bit, and I spray some on right here, okay? And then it'll get all over the chain and stuff. It does kind of make a mess if you use too much, all right? It'll shoot all over your skid plate and stuff. But yeah, not too bad. I've had like a generous amount of mud in that area too before, and it was okay. Okay, this will work through mud and all that stuff. So yeah, it would kind of suck if a rock or something jumped in there, but I've never had a problem with that. Okay, all right, there it is. So the next clip after this, I will be when I take the chain kit off, and then we'll take a closer look at how it wore out, and then that'll be the end of the video. All right. Alright, hey, it's Mega here, and I promised you I would give you a follow-up video after I remove the 219 chain kit from the bike. Okay, so there it is. Okay, that's how you would look at it from outside the bike. Okay, that's from this direction, and we could take a look at the back. Alright, and we'll take a look at each individual part. Okay, that's how the back looks like. Alright, let's start taking it apart. Alright, let's look at this, the front sprocket. Alright, there it is. It looks like it's in great shape. The material DB Offroad used on this is really good, really strong. Alright, yeah, I would say this sprocket probably still got a little bit of life left in it, just a little bit. Alright, it's getting there. It's getting pretty pointy. Alright, so when they start to get pointy at the top, that's when you want to change it. Okay, it looks like it's kind of worn unevenly. Also, it looks like some of the teeth are pointier than others. Right, see, this one looks kind of flat, this one is flat, this one is pointy, this one looks pointy. Okay, so not good. It's definitely worn out. Alright, there it is, pretty good. Alright, this is a 22 219. Keyway still looks like it's in great shape. Okay, so there's the back, there's the front. It looks like, you know, where the chain is rubbing, it looks like it's pretty even wear on the front and the back. So the alignment, that would mean the alignment is good, guys. All right, if you see it more worn out, you see it looks kind of like, you know, it's more shiny on one side than the other, then you've got a misaligned chain. The chain isn't like straight. Okay, this is fine. All right, so this will actually wore really nicely. Like I said, it's uneven wear though, so you definitely want to change that. Okay, let's take a look at this rear sprocket, and we'll take a look at the chains. Okay, there's the rear sprocket. Rear sprocket looks like the front sprocket pretty much. It looks like it's got a little bit of life left in it, but it's probably best to change it now, right? Okay, let's look at the wear marks. All right, the wear marks look even. Okay, that's good. That means, like I mentioned, the alignment is good. All right, it looks like the holes are still nice and round. All right, no problems with the rear sprocket. All right, does it look like it's sawtoothing? A little bit. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, it looks like it's a little worn going that way, right? So this is the front. Yeah, it's going that way, right? So I mean, it would pull it this way, so it should wear out going that direction, and I think it is. Okay, but yeah, it hung in there. It's not damaged or anything, but it's definitely worn out. Okay, I would not use that anymore. You could probably use it for a little bit longer, but, and that is, you know, that I had a little bit of chain adjustment left. All right, just a little. So this is the second chain, guys. There it is. There she is. Okay, it's pretty dirty. I just took it motocross racing. Okay, chain doesn't look like it's damaged or anything. Do the links still move? Yes, they still do. None of them are frozen. Let's go around the whole thing. None of them are frozen. Chain's still in great shape. It's a pretty decent chain. It just stretches a whole lot. Let's see how much wiggle there is. A little bit. Yeah, a little bit. Maybe like 1/4 inch or so. Let's check this. Let's see how much this one. This is the first chain I had. Yeah, this one's got a little more. Okay, so let's take a look at the first chain that I've got. All right, this is the one I tightened too much and it wore out really quick. All right, but is it still pretty moves a lot, still pretty flexible. Yep, good stuff. Yeah, this one definitely has more wiggle. Okay, let's this is the second chain on top of the first chain. Let's stretch them out all the way. Kind of looks like this one is longer. I don't know. We would have to like stretch it. I think the best thing to do is to break the chain and then like just pull it or something, you know. Yeah, actually this first chain still looks like it's got some life left in it still. That's interesting. This one's a little bit shorter than this one. This was the second chain, yeah? Yeah, but I did use the second chain a lot longer, alright? So maybe this still had a little bit of life left in it. Okay, let's go look at the kind of the pin area. Okay, the rivets. Rivets look good. This one's starting to rust. Yeah. Okay. So fantastic, guys. No catastrophic failure. All right, obviously, because it was still usable when I removed it all. It's got a little teeny bit of life left in it. All right, we found out. The sprockets are well worn out. All right, they are worn out. All right, you could probably use them for a little bit longer, but it's just a good time to change it. Okay, and this one lasted 2 chains. All right, I know it would be interesting to try it again with 1 chain and then to adjust it. All right, but yeah, and it needed like constant adjustment. You need to adjust it all the time. Okay, and the sprockets look good. The alignment was good. All right, uneven wear on the teeth though. So there you go. Okay, so that's the status of the parts after I took them out. Okay, that's what they look like. I can't tell you how many miles that was, but it was quite a few races. All right, that's about almost 2 years worth of racing right there. Okay, and it withstood it. It never failed me once. Okay, so that's got to tell you something. It's good stuff, right? It's definitely durable. It's definitely more durable than the belt. All right, it's never left me stranded. So I'm pretty happy with it. Hades Omega can give it his thumbs up of approval with it. Okay, okay. Thanks for watching. Hades Omega out. That's the DB Offroad 219 chain kit. Hades Omega highly recommends. Okay. Except it's a lot of maintenance.